my name is Steve Gardiner. I'm sitting here in Trumbull, Connecticut. I've been working for the last 30 years in the training and development field. I'm the Senior Director of Management Education at Purdue Pharma in Stamford, Connecticut. My favorite disruptive hero is Warren Wheeler. Warren was my scoutmaster growing up. Sad to say Warren is no longer with us, but his time on the planet was well spent. And I considered him disruptive because he was a fella that was, I think, ahead of his time. His exuberance was unbounded. And I say disruptive because wherever he went and his troops went, they were by far the loudest people. Whether it was giving us some kind of scout cheer, singing a song, or marching, or just anywhere in a campsite, they were disruptive. Warren was also disruptive in a way that he got away with stuff that was not politically correct, and he'd probably have lawsuits against him today. I can remember on one occasion we were actually at a Boy Scout leadership training up at Lake George in New York, and he literally kicked one of the young fellows up the mountain. I mean, foot to derriere. And that, of course, would probably bring him a lawsuit today. But we tolerated that because everybody realized he was doing this for our own good. Even the fellow who was whimpering as Wheeler kind of whipped him up this mountain realized what he was doing is he was pushing him beyond his limits. But it was something that Warren knew he could do. And he would do this time and time again with people. He also did things that were always very close to the line. You might do something wrong. And he'd say, okay, we won't say who really, absolutely ruined the breakfast this morning, but his initials are Steve Gardiner. And so it was a kind of thing that most people, you would feel like that kind of taunt would put you down and you lose your self-confidence. But again, it was pushing the edge, and it made us all grow in our personal accountability. So I think a lot of people are thankful for that. Everything he did in a way was disruptive in that sense. And he did things like he had a motorcycle, and he would take us for rides. And I can remember when, I think it was like Route 80 was first being opened up, or a section of Route 287. It wasn't open yet, but we were coming back from a camp out, and he had me on the back of his motorcycle going the wrong way on an unopened highway, and behind him was another kid who'd just gotten his license. And here we are traveling down an unmarked, unopened road, and we go about 5 miles, and he's happy as can be, and all of a sudden we got pulled over by about 5 state troopers. And Warren said, "What's the problem, officer?" But this was a guy, because of his unbridled enthusiasm, he taught, I think, all of us a very valuable lesson, that you had to give everything you had. And I call him Disruptive Bill because he just was so far out of the mold of anybody else that was wearing a scout uniform. My favorite disruptive change, which had a positive impact on me and my career, occurred when I was working for Champion International, a big paper and forest products company. A colleague of mine asked me to help facilitate a negotiation training program. And the night before we started the program, he gave me a book that was going to be given to all the participants. And it was Roger Fisher and Bill Urey's Getting to Yes, which contained the win-win principles. I opened the book at the lakeside at this nice facility, and I never put it down. I honestly read it from first word to the ending chapter. And it changed my life. I became mesmerized by the mutual gains process. I ended up getting schooled in it, and I've spent at least 18 or 19 years of my career doing a lot of conflict resolution training, mediation, work with helping transform the adversarial relationships between managers and union officers. And it was just incredible that one book just opened up a whole new realm for me. The disruptive change I'm currently struggling with is in the area of management executive education. And it's been going on for a number of years now, and that is people are incredibly busy. If you ask somebody, what are your top 10 priorities? They have a top 20 or a top 30. And it's not that they can eliminate non-value-added work, they got to do it all. I had 3 people just today. These were senior folks. And the word that came out of their mouth is they are overwhelmed. It's tough.